video. This one's a little different. This one is the story of Serendipity, a little camper van. And to give you some background history, I have a 6-wheel drive Perentie Ambulance. I'm in the 4x4 at the moment, but our ambulance is set up as a camper. That's something my senior advisor had seen before and really took an interest in, but can't drive. So we've got this thing. We're going to set it up as a camper. Much of this video is in 9x16, so it'll be a weird aspect ratio, but we'll see how we go. So I've just come to edit this, and I realise I really didn't explain that very well. A little bit more background information. Serendipity, as my senior advisor has named it, the little Toyota Spacia van, it's around about 500 kilometres away, so there's about 1,000 kilometre round trip. So I'm gearing up the 6-wheel drive ambulance. I'm taking my senior advisor and we're doing this trip. And in the end, it took about 5 days. So what you're seeing is my sleep-deprived, coffee-deprived, let's say painkiller-fueled trip to go and get this thing. Most of it is in 9x16 because of the constraints of filming and because my GoPro auto flips when I magnet mount the thing on some places. So we're in a 9x16 episode. I hope you can tolerate that. Anyway, let's jump to me leaving and not being awake. Well, it's an interesting morning this morning. We're about to do about 1,000 Ks of traveling, and we're picking up my senior advisor a new Toyota Lightace or Spacia. Anyway, it's going to become a camper for her. She's decided she wants a camper, and she really likes the 6-wheel drive ambulance, but can't drive it. So we're just going to buy her a new one, or at least she's already bought it. I'm going to help fund some of it, if not all of it. We'll see how we go. But it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm about to start the ambulance up. So let's get that happening. We'll let our glow plugs warm up. Alright. Plug a few things in. Turn our GPS speedo on. Give it some time to pump some oil through stuff, and we'll go do the pickup. Yeah, she's not real, she's pretty camera shy, so we'll have to be creative about how we film things. Anyhow, let's get on the road.
Thanks for getting in. I've got a phone.
Well, we're about halfway into the trip, and I lost a hubcap. And I sprayed some degreaser, but it was covered in diff oil before. So we're going to check the diff oil levels, but I suspect I've got a blocked breather. So we're going to get under here and see what we can do. All right, where are we? That's our breather there. And that's blocked, I reckon. Through that bit of hose. I'm going to try... I might have to see if I've got a different bit of pipe. Otherwise, I'll just hook that breather up or chop the hose off and clear it out. So it'll get us to where we're going. There we go. Right. Yeah. All right. So my diff breather is clear. The tube probably is not. All right. The tube is clear apparently, but we're going to leave it chopped for now. I'm going to see if I can see what the diff oil level is like. And I got some junk in that. That's all right. We'll put the diff breather banjo bolt back on, and we will reconnect that when we get to base. And we just won't be doing any fording trips or water crossings in this in the meantime. Where is that spanner? You're there. Right, now we need to get that out, which we will do with a rattle gun with no socket. That should fit in there. Now I think that's doing up, that's undoing. Set for setting 1 so we don't break anything. All right. All right. Go. Now we can see if we can get some oil into it. And we're going to put a drip rag underneath it so we don't ruin a good workshop rag. And we dropped the second washer off the banjo, so we'll put that back on in a minute. All right. Do you? Bottle of oil. See how we go. See how much oil goes in this. I hope this method works. Really hope I haven't emptied the diff of oil. That will be bad. Oh, no, not much. Right, so I've only lost about 100 ml of oil. That's really good. I like news like that. Now let's put this back up very gently and put our camera back in angle. You do not want to do these up too tight. In fact, I'm going to put that in with fingers first, so I know that I'm not cross-threading it. Had the mechanic fill this up only the other day, so I probably got a bung seal then in the diff, but we'll be right. That's all we need. All right, now we'll put our other seal back on this, wherever I put it. There it is. There should be one of these little copper washers top and bottom to seal it properly. Okay. And then we'll do something about the dust and stuff as an improvised hubcap. Yeah. Put the breather back on. Okay. Let's see if we can improvise a hubcap. Alright, so we've ascertained that probably the axle might have pushed the hubcap off, and I've got to improvise a hubcap, so Ziploc bag and zip ties. Some of the other guys have suggested insulation tape, and that'll probably do it, but I want to try and get a bit of a better seal than that. Alright, zip ties, let's see what we can do. Alright, we're over on the cap here. We can't really see what we're doing, but you know, field improvising. Yeah, this is my axle here, and I've just pushed him back in. He's floating around a bit. Let's have a look, see what's up here. Yeah, axle is floating in and out a bit, so that will probably be something in the diff. It's probably a circlip in the diff or something I need to fix. But for now, I'm going to whack you over there and put a zip tie around it, and then we'll trim the rest of it off. That'll get all the way around maybe. Let's do 2 for good measure. It's hard to handle things when you've got oil all over your hands. Alright, we will push all that over. Alright, that should keep the shit off it at least. Alright. I don't think I'm even going to bother chopping the tyres off that. It's obvious there's something on there. Alright. Hopefully that'll get us home. At least the diff hasn't been running without oil. That's the main thing. Alright, rest break stop, about 100 k's off. We're at Lake Nalakuti, and last time I was here, which was about 10 years ago, basically no water in here. Now it's almost running a banker, so I've definitely had a couple of wet years. Anyway, time for food and to check on the hub, which is not doing too bad. There's a little bit of oil coming out of it, but not much. So we'll give it another dose of degreaser when we get the base. And yeah, I'm buggered and I can't hear properly. Even I've had hearing protection on, but definitely need food. Alright, well, we made it, and it's dark, and I'm starving. That's all for this clip.
6.5 hours later.
Alright, this is what we came for. It's been dubbed a Serendipity. Now we're going to take it for a drive into town, pick up a few bits and bobs, get a bigger battery for it. I'm taking my spare dry flange to see if I can find a hubcap that will fit it, maybe some sealant and whatnot, and a few spare tools and my camera kit. We'll see how she drives.
Maiden voyage.
Well, certainly smooth.
It's not bad, is it?
Well, after a whole day in the six-wheeler, I can actually have a conversation in this.
Seems to have pretty good visibility.
Alright, well, it's the end of day 2, I guess. And we're going to do some work and some repairs and upgrades and stuff. Prep for the trip tomorrow. I'm going to work out the dry flanges in here. I am still shagged and need a lot of sleep. But we've done a lot of running around today. Today was the expensive day. And yeah, I'm going to get some food happening. What is it? It's nearly 8 o'clock now. So yeah, definitely need to organise some food. Gonna have a shower. I'm gonna sleep very well today. I'm very tired. And hopefully we'll get this thing back. Alright, it's the morning of day 3. We've got some stuff we purchased yesterday. We're going to work on this later on. But this morning, we're going to do something about this. We'll get this plastic bag off and find a better solution for it. And yeah, it's going to be hot and it looks like it's also going to rain. But it's bright and sunny right now, and a little bit too sunny for me. So I want to get cracking while there's still a bit of cool in the air. Right. Now these are PVC bearing dust covers. They should go on okay with a bit of stretching. And we'll whack a hose clamp around one. That should go around there nicely. Okay. This is the gasket maker, the oil resistant stuff. Black blade. I don't think that's coming off in a hurry. Alright. I'm thinking I might almost whack a hose clamp around my other hubcap. See if that'll help things. Alright. We'll keep the rest of that for later. Alright. Now this one is a little loose and it's been leaking a little bit. So I'm just going to whack a hose clamp on this one. See if that'll help matters any. See if we can get that on there. Geez, I guessed pretty close for these hose clamps. Alright. Well, hopefully that will help. We'll see in another 500 Ks. Alright, so now we're underneath, and we need to check how much diff oil we've lost. Which way are we going? That's undoing, I believe. So we can get this guy out. Oh, I'm not good at laying under vehicles anymore. There we go. Now, improvise squeezy bottle of diff oil. Let's see how much goes in here. Oh, that's coming back out again. That's good. Alright. Not much come out, luckily. That is good. Okay. It's worth noting I've only got this on setting number 1 and I only let it do 1 click. They don't need to go in super tight. Now, a diff breather that I chopped, I've got loads of slack on. I should probably put that back on. Alright, so I'm back. Hose is off. I'm having wild head spins. I'm not really made for getting under cars anymore. Alright, I'll take these 2 washers off. And I'll get just our banjo fitting and this little gas torch. So we're going to heat this pipe up a little bit to make it soft, and we'll whack our banjo fitting in while it's still soft. Almost. There we go, and we're in. Alright, now we want the banjo bolt. There's a bit of junk in there, and luckily we got that out. Okay, put our bolt through, our washer back on, and do this back up. Okay, I'm happy that we're not losing loads of oil out of this. Means something major's not probably a problem. Now, no, not the right one. That's the right one. Oh, head spin. Oh, alright. I might not be obvious in a lot of my videos, but I have brain lesions from multiple sclerosis, and one of the things, really inconvenient things that started is I move my head the wrong way when I'm under a vehicle. I get wild head spins. Alright, breather's back on. Cool, we can do river crossings, not that we're going to. Alright, I think most of that oil should stay in there. I think we're pretty good. I think I'm going to get out from under here, and the sun is starting to roast me. That's another side effect of multiple sclerosis. I can't do heat anymore. Oh, but it looks like we might be getting rain fairly soon, so let's get on with everything else. What? Okay, alright then. Well, they weren't on very tight. I didn't even need to undo anything to get the terminals off. Alright. I'm going to do this.
You know what I personally would do when you're not in a big rush to get home? And they're not that hard to do. Pull them out. Oh, one out. It's hard for me to get used to the fact that there's not a door on the other side. Is your access. Once you're done.
Yeah, you're all right.
Take on it, that's.
Go. Ah, it's a little mini fluoro. That's unexpected.
Now which one's the one up here? This one, I think. Because I am happy about this is not like some of these new vans that have got about 3 levels of floor. This is a pretty flat floor. And one of the things that was that we could buy a yoga mat.
Alright, so day 4, and it's time to head home. We're going to break this up into 2 chunks. But yeah, it's going to be a long day. Alright, well, we've got UHF on. We're going to turn on some of our other stuff. We're going to warm glow plugs up here for a minute. started. We're going to want GPS and everything today. I'm going to have an escort, so I'm going to follow them. And yeah, I'll pick up some Rover bits on the way home. I'm not awake yet, but hopefully by the time this warms up, I will be. Alright, so we're back in range of phone signal. Gonna make a few phone calls. See if we can find ourselves a spot to stay for the night. Just because Melbourne got let out this weekend and every caravan park everywhere is completely booked out. We've waited till the day after the long weekend, and hopefully there's a bit of space. But either way, we had to wait till we had phone coverage before we could do that. So yeah, we're stopped on the side of the road making our phone calls. I think it's time for fuel now.
Just want to go now for fuel?
Yep, sounds like a plan.
Okay, meet at the service station, which is just on the way out of town.
Rightio. Alright, we're off. Alright, left hand tank is full. Right hand tank is full. Let's move off. Alright, so I forgot to get some cash out. So we're going to pull up on the way here somewhere. See if we can get some cash. Go and pick up some Land Rover parts on the way. Alright. We have acquired some cash. And now we're going to get on our way. Alright, so I picked up some bits and bobs, some hub seals, some bushes, a couple of tie rod ends, some stuff I need. Now I'm just checking on these. My fix here, it seems to be holding out pretty well. I'm not leaking any more oil that was already on there. And this one hasn't leaked since I put the hose clamp on it, so we might make it home on that. We'll see how we go. Anyway, we've got a couple of 100 Ks more to do today. Going to pull up for the night and we'll do the rest tomorrow. And the new vehicle dubbed Serendipity is doing quite well. Uses a fraction of the fuel that the six-wheeler does, but no major problems yet, so we're doing quite well. Should probably check and see if that battery shifted, but I don't think it will have. Alright, bits and bobs done. Untwist the seatbelt. Maybe time to head off. Yeah. It'd be good to get some airflow. It's getting hot and humid out here. Definitely rain on the way. Nice to see it rain.
Okay, keep going down the bottom, I'll follow you.
All right, we're about halfway to our destination for the day, and yeah, just doing a walk around. Got a funny squeak developing under the front there. I'm not sure if it's belt squeak. I chucked a screwdriver against it and put my ear up to it, a bit like a stethoscope. Water pump's not squeaking, neither of the two alternators are squeaking. There is a hungry magpie over there, and so yeah, I don't know what the squeak is. Could be the magpie. Anyway, bearing repair is holding out nicely. Not a drop of oil coming out of that. I'm happy. Not much coming out of this one that was leaking also. We haven't lost the hubcap, which is nice. I can smell hot gear oil, but that's probably coming from other locations. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it is time for a cuppa and a bit of a rest. And we've got some seats and stuff here, so we'll make use of them, something to eat, and we'll get back on the road. Alright, so she's lunchtime. We're going to boil some eggs in the boiling vessel, but I don't want to contaminate the water. I'm going to do them in a plastic bag. I'm going to let the bag, hopefully, we can let enough air out of this bag that they'll get good contact. But these ones are floaty, they like to float. There we go. Seal that up. Let that boil for a while. Okay. Alright, so it's time to head off again. And we've got roughly 70 k's to go for our stop tonight. And then we'll be off for another couple of 100 k's tomorrow and finally home. And then I'll figure out what to do with all this footage. Anyhow.
How you doing? You good to go?
Yeah, just a tick, we'll head off.
Okay.
Yep, sounds like it's to hurry up. So let's get ourselves sorted. Oh. I know it looks uncomfortable, guys, but if you've ever had the snip, things never sit right again. Alright, we'll see you further down the road. check in and then pass out for the night. Just going to go for a bit of a walk, check out the river, enjoy some time to stop the crimson rosellas that are feeding over here. All the wildlife here is pretty comfortable with people, which is nice. I wonder if this guy's going to talk to us. You going to talk to us, buddy? No. Okay. Let's go have a look at the river. Be a nice spot to bring the Argo. Bit of a challenge to get in the river from here, but I don't know, we could find a way. Definitely a nice little spot in there. Where are we? It's not bad. I could enjoy camping here. Alright, I think time for a shower.
6 hours later.
Alright, so I'm standing out the back under the cover, and it rained quite a lot. I've been hunkered down for a bit. The rain's eased up a little bit. We've still had about 4 inches of water under us before. So, yeah, it's going to be a long night. Anyway, I'm going to go in and get dry.
The next morning.
Alright, morning of the final day. Got about 380 k's to go. Or 280, I haven't looked at the map yet. By the way, we've got about 3 hours of travelling. And probably a couple of hours of stops. And at 80 k's it'll probably be more than 3 hours. Anyway, time to have breakfast and get sorted. Alright, checking on Serendipity this morning. All the fluids are good, nothing crazy's happened. Everything looks alright. The back tyres are holding out. And yeah, the back tyres were a bit thin when we checked them. Everything's looking good. The brand new wipers were a worthwhile investment, considering it absolutely pierced down last night. Anyway, be on the roads soon enough. Alright, well, we're going to head off. I'm going to get breakfast on the road. Once I've had breakfast, we'll be on for the remaining section of the trip. Alright, now we've got a bit of a hill climb straight off the bat, and things are really cold here, so I'm hoping it's warmed up a little bit by the time we get there. I had her idling for a little bit. 3 in a row.
400 meters at the end of the road, turn right, Golden Valley Highway.
With my handbrakes on. Just I'm just touching the switch. Alright, off we go. Pretty much straight away.
Turn left.
Alright, I stopped for breakfast. Definitely need that. Got a cattle truck up here too. Alright, I parked in the long parking. I don't know where she's going.
Bakery's just here where I'm parked.
Alright, no worries, I'll be over in a tick. Alright, sounds like we're going to the bakery. See you in a few. We're on our way again. It's going to be fun. Oh god, no, I don't want to go back to Melbourne. Well, we didn't go there in the first place. Alright, we're going that way apparently. we're stopped for lunch break. I've got a mystery squeak under the front that I suspect is an idler pulley. So, grease gun time. Pump some grease into the idler pulley, then have some lunch. Put my nice handy dandy movers blanket down to crawl under. Right, so we can get our grease gun in here. Oh, I just bumped into something else that's greasy. Fun. That's where I need my sideways grease fitting. Right, screw it, that's what I'm going to do. 90-degree grease fitting. There we go. Now, grease gun can come up, go onto that one. Okay, so we go here. Up. Alright, a couple of pumps of grease in there. We'll see if that fixes our problem. Alright, lunchtime. Before we do that, we'll make sure it's out of gear. About to take off. We didn't really have lunch. Neither of us are really hungry. So we're going to get lunch on the highway. We're not far off it. Alright. Yep. Let's see if I'll make this turn. I think I'm about 17 metres away. Will I make it past this hatchback? I say no. Not the car park vehicle, this one. We do our town run in the Spacia. It's a weird name. speed. Lunchtime. Turbo cool off. Distance to home is in the 2 digits now. Doing well. Alright. Alright, lunch is done. I got entirely more food than I'd expected from the diner here. Been chatting to a bloke. Now I've got to get going to see if I can pick up my apprentice in time. Serendipity is going to make its way with my mother behind the wheel, and we're going to get on the road. With luck, we can get my apprentice. We can be back in time to get my apprentice to a disco. Alright, so we made it home after something like 5 days on the road and loads of diesel. That little thing pulls next to nothing fuel wise. So yeah, I've got a little bit of checking up to do on this guy, And yeah, there's a few other little bits and bobs and bonus clips I'm going to throw in at the end of this. But this is the beginning of some other new project. We're going to be working on the camper quite a bit. And yeah, bit of a project with my senior advisor. So it'll be interesting to see how we go. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy a real bed for a while. We'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the bonus clips. And yeah, sorry for the 9x16 footage, but it's what I could manage. Anyway, we'll see you later. Alright, so a casualty of the trip. I've got the voltmeter module here. This one here stopped working, and I've checked and I've got volts all the way up to it. But this little voltage regulator right here has got a little tiny hole in it. And these are rated up to about 30 volts. So I think it's just cooked. So when I get home, I might see if I can find a better voltage regulator that will withstand a higher voltage. See if we can zoom in and have a close look at that. See that tiny little pinhole there? That means it's blown up. Alright. So, let's shove this back in the hole. That's not going to be a showstopper, and we'll head on home. Oh, the apprentice has got to go for a drive too. She's got to try it out. So put some new tyres on it on the way back too. Yep, you're good. Learning the turning circle. Well, we made it home anyway.
Now that reminds me of the Pontiac van that